This is a special report from ABC News Digital.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Devin Dwyer in New York. This is an ABC News Digital Special Report. A terrifying day for parents and elementary school students in Georgia. A suspect is now in custody after he opened fire in or around an Atlanta area elementary school. Thankfully, there are no reports of any injuries. All students have been accounted for. You see them there earlier gathering on a field outside the school, and those students are now reuniting with their parents in the parking lot of a nearby Walmart. ABC's Steve Osunsami is on the scene, and he joins us on the phone. Steve, thanks so much for taking the time. Give us a sense of what it's like right now. I imagine the parents are pretty relieved there.
Well, Devin, it's actually chaos. These parents are melting in the heat, waiting for their children. Some of them have been here for hours since they first heard word, and some of them didn't even hear from the school. They learned by turning on the radio and hearing on television that there was a shooting at this school. The parents here are being divided into different areas. So second grade parents stand here, third grade parents stand over there. It's very difficult for some of these families who have children in multiple grades because they don't know where to go. The buses, we're told, are heading this way. They were delayed for just a second, but it looks like the students are all loaded up on the buses and that these parents are going to be reunited with their families. School officials, I'm looking at a school official right now talking to a group of about 100, maybe a couple hundred parents standing in the heat with umbrellas, telling them, how this is going to happen. Everyone here, of course, is keeping their calm because of that good word that none of these students were hurt, that all of these students are going to be going home tonight. But I can tell you that one woman here who I talked with who had a daughter who's 7 years old said that she's homeschooling her kids from now on. School just started. It's only been a week or so, and this is just no way for these parents, they say, to start the school year.
That's right, Stephen. This is about a 600-student school, as we understand it, the Ronald E. McNair Discovery Learning Academy. It's in Decatur, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. They have, as I understand it, pre-K to fifth grade there, and you're meeting with some of these parents. I imagine, Steve, that the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary of just not even, I guess, about a year ago must be on a lot of people's minds there.
Absolutely. It's definitely on the minds of parents here. It's what everyone thought when they first heard about this. I have a police spokesperson who I need to talk to real quick, so I need to jump off here in a second. But that's definitely on the minds of parents here, and they're glad that this has turned out to be a much better situation than those.
All right, ABC's Steve Osunsami, we thank you so much, Steve. Great reporting, and we will look for Steve on ABC World News with Diane Sawyer coming up at 6:30. But just to recap, if you're just joining us, just what we know, a scary situation unfolding today in a suburb just outside of Atlanta. First word came in around 1:30 this afternoon. We saw video of the students and staff fleeing the school and waiting in a nearby field. School officials told ABC News the suspect is a male in his mid-20s. He had no apparent connection to anyone at the school. A federal law enforcement official also tells us the weapon was an assault-style rifle, possibly an AK-47. So certainly eerie ties to that Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. So we heard from Steve there. Parents are now reuniting with their students in that parking lot of a Walmart nearby. Thankfully, there were no injuries. The gunman is now under arrest. An interesting tidbit from our affiliate that we learned about in Atlanta there, WSB, ABC affiliate there, telling us a little bit earlier that the gunman even reached out to our affiliate, WSB TV, to get his message out. A school secretary called the station on his behalf, telling a producer there that the gunman wanted cameras to get to the school as soon as possible. WSB anchor Jovita Moore tweeting, you see here, he wanted WSB cameras there to, quote, film as police die. A very eerie message from the gunman delivered to our ABC affiliate through that school secretary. We don't know his motive, but certainly a scary, ominous message. Thankfully, that did not happen. There were no injuries, no deaths, but the gunman is now in custody. A scare for parents everywhere as students are going back to school. Again, well, you can see the parents there. Children coming on school buses from an elementary school nearby in DeKalb County, Georgia. This is just outside Atlanta, where a gunman this afternoon with an assault-style weapon fired one or more shots inside the school. His weapon, possibly an AK-47, the same gun used in the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting less than a year ago. Certainly on the minds of those parents now gathered in the parking lot of a Walmart just about a mile from where the school is. You see parents there crowding around. ABC's Steve Osunsami, who's on the ground now at the scene, describes it as a bit chaotic. Parents trying to find their children who are separated by grades, by buses. You can see those crowds there. Certainly parents eager to get their arms around their children after this incident. As we look at these pictures, let's bring you up to speed as to what happened here. U.S. Marshals and local police stormed the building, stormed the elementary school where they found this gunman inside. This happened about 1:30 this afternoon. He surrendered without putting up a fight, we understand. He is now in police custody. At the time, children of the elementary school fled the scene into a field nearby. You can see them there gathering by class to get a safe distance away from the school. We're told the school did execute its active shooter policies correctly. At this point, everyone is very relieved that there were no deaths or injuries on the scene. Those parents, again, crowding around the school buses there, reuniting with their children. Lots of hugs, lots of tears. We're also learning how much more dangerous this could have been. The gunman apparently even reached out to our ABC affiliate in Atlanta, WSB-TV, to try to get his message out. A school secretary called the station, the ABC affiliate, on his behalf, telling a producer there that the gunman wanted cameras to get to the school as soon as possible. WSB anchor Jovita Moore tweeted her reporting. She said, quote, he wanted WSB cameras there to, quote, film as police die. Thankfully, that did not happen. We're watching now. These are live pictures from Decatur, Georgia. You see the very sweet elementary school children there waving to onlookers as they pull into this parking lot to reunite with their parents. Certainly a scary day for parents everywhere with that memory of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting not even a year ago now, fresh on everyone's minds during this back-to-school season. Some emotional homecomings and reunions tonight. Lots of hugs, I'm sure, when these kids get home. We'll have the latest on this story coming up very soon on ABC World News with Diane Sawyer, 6:30 Eastern Time. Again, this has been an ABC News Digital Special Report. I'm Devin Dwyer in New York.
This has been a special